Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. So this is a reaction video for the first episode of the second season of The Mandalorian. I have seen season 1, but obviously it was before my channel was created. I really enjoyed it and I've been looking forward to the second season. I have seen all of the Star Wars films, but not the animations. I'm not a Star Wars expert, so I might not pick up on all the references because there are quite a few sprinkled around, but fingers crossed I'm going to get the main ones. Excuse me. Last season we saw the Mandalorian being paid to capture an alien, come to be known as Baby Yoda. To most fans of the show, the Mandalorian couldn't bring himself to hand the child over and spent most of the season moving from planet to planet with the child, keeping it safe, and sometimes the other way round as the child has shown Force abilities. The final episode showed that the Mandalorian people are not a race but a creed that's followed by those that are trained and believe. The star of the show was rescued by other Mandalorian warriors when he was a child himself, as his village was attacked by droids. So at the end, trapped by Moff Gideon, an Imperial officer that still seems to have command of a number of stormtroopers, the Mandalorian, Kara, Grief, and eventually the IG unit in the child fight back and escape to the tunnels below. The IG-11 unit sacrificed itself to blow up the remaining stormtroopers, and with his new jetpack, the Mandalorian was able to bring down Gideon's TIE fighter. The episode ended with the Mandalorian and the child flying off to hunt for his own species, and Moff Gideon escaping from the wreckage of the TIE fighter using a Darksaber weapon to cut a hole. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'm going to be discussing what happened and my thoughts about the episode. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. That's a pretty iconic shot. Wow, that's a big axe. But they don't seem to be doing physical damage. They're more, I don't know, like a virtual damage.
I've been quested to bring him to his kind. If I can locate other Mandalorians, they can help guide me. I'm told you know where to find them.
Kill him! Finish him!
Oh, maybe not completely virtual then.
Thank you for coming to me. Normally I have to seek out remnants of you Mandalorians to harvest your precious shiny shells.
He knows where the Mandalorians are because he's hunting them. Not a gamble. He knows the signs. Yeah, you don't hit a helmet. Not the way he uses the helmet as a weapon.
I'll tell you where he is, but you must give me your word that you won't kill me.
I promise you will not die by my hand.
That was a very specific thing he said.
Cut me down!
That wasn't part of the deal.
Ah, for the creatures.
Let go! Let go!
I love the music. It's weird. It's not really great music, but it's so catchy. And it's got a very Western vibe to it, which fits perfectly with the style of the show. That's the woman. I made a little cheat sheet of people because I hope to remember people. I didn't put her down because I didn't think she was going to be in it. So that's the woman who looked after the baby in that one episode.
Come on, you know he doesn't like droids.
And she does repairs on ships.
May as well let them have at it. The crest needs a good once-over.
He's mellowing a bit. Because of IG-11 sacrificing himself, I think he's softened. Oh, he's taken the baby with him. Thought he might have left it with her. Actually, the music's different this season. There's a bit more depth to it. Last season it was very much the simple, the beat and the tones. Oh, that's cool. The skeleton there, one of those big creatures with the horns. I can't remember the names, but that was really cool. It's those little touches that make it really good. Ooh, although that's not a good effect. That's actually quite bad. It looked like it was drawn on.
I'm looking for a Mandalorian. Your Marshal wears Mandalorian armor?
Doesn't mean he's a Mandalorian. He's not a Mandalorian. Must be awkward to sit there. He's taking his helmet off.
Probably none too happy to see me wearing this hardware.
I was just about to say that. Oh, that's the spit thing. They're in Western bars. They used to spit into it. A spittoon.
We gonna do this in front of the kid?
He's seen worse.
He's seen worse.
It's like I wrote it. What's causing the earthquake? Is it something big coming in? Well, that's more like June. And the sand creature in June. I assume he's going to want help. Oh, yuck. He's going to want help killing that thing, I assume. Oh, I dread to think what Baby Yoda's covered in.
Help me kill it, I'll give you the armor.
It's weakest when it comes up, I would assume. You try and get something inside. That looks like a pod racer. Again, I can't remember which Star Wars film it was, but yeah, it is. It's a pod racer. Anakin's in that race as a child. Is that Boba Fett's armor? Have I been really slow? It is, isn't it? Oh, that's cool. That was a nice effect. Didn't just blow it up. You saw the ground underneath sort of rise up from the impact as well. That was quite cool. So Boba Fett fell into that pit. I think it's called the Sarlacc pit, if I remember rightly. So did they get the armor from there?
If we fight amongst ourselves, the monster will kill us all. Now, how do we kill it?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's got to be when it comes up, because when it's under the ground, it's too protected, and I bet it's got like a hard shell or something. It's only in its mouth. You have to get something inside it. Bait. Wouldn't want to be that sand people, I think, aren't they? It's known as. I'd have been running long before that. Yeah, had a feeling that was going to happen. Well, it was kind of obvious.
They might be open to some fresh ideas.
So if I remember rightly, the original filming for the Star Wars on Tatooine was done in Tunisia. I wonder if they went back there and filmed this there as well. I bet they did. For continuity. That's a lot of explosives. Ooh, I just had a thought. I mean, you could lead them attached to one of those creatures and rig it to explode, and when he eats one of them, obviously they blow up inside. I wonder if that's what they're going to do. Sacrifice one of the animals. You can tell it's asleep. And the vibration. People do that to me as well. They can tell when I'm asleep from the snoring. This is the vibration of the houses around.
He says it's sleeping.
And that's one advantage of using sign language. They can communicate from long distance. Obviously silently without making any noise to disturb anything. Good tactic as well as being practical for them.
The Tuskens say the belly is the only weak spot.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So we have to hit it from below.
Oh. Not from within. They're in a very dangerous position if this all goes wrong. They're right in the creature's, I was going to say line of fire, but more line of food. Love their guns. Muskets, more like. Wonder what they look like under those masks. Get in its mouth. Not obviously them. You don't want to be in his mouth if you're one of them, but fire in its mouth.
Ow!
It's not done it. It's not going to have killed it.
I don't think it's dead.
Nope.
Me either.
Rocket packs. How does the Marshal know how to fly? I thought the rocket packs were had to be in sync with the user.
I've got an idea.
Yeah, what I said from the beginning. Gonna get it to eat the big creature with the explosives.
Detonator,
Take it. What's the plan?
you're gonna take care of the child.
Hold on. Whoa.
Yeah, hang on. I want to sacrifice you. I should obviously be a tactician there. I knew this. Thing is, that creature can fire acid, so I'm assuming there's acid in its stomach or wherever. So it's probably going to be dissolved. Don't think his armour could withhold that. Plus, his armour doesn't cover every single part of him. He's still got little bits uncovered. I love the shockwave effects they got going on. Is this where we find out that was just the baby one and he's got his parents come in as well? And to be fair, he didn't know it was going to work. He did say look after the baby, so he went in there thinking there's a chance he might die. They have a big fry-up to celebrate. As the bars closed then, again, very western, sort of drive off into the sunset. No. Oh, that's is that Boba Fett? I'm so bad on remembering who's who in the Star Wars films. That's either Boba Fett or it's a clone. I think it's one of the clones that were based on Boba Fett, I think. Oh, I can't remember. Really, really good episode, and I knew it was going to be. They all are. Yeah, really nice effects, except for that. There was one scene where he came into town on the bike, and it looked awful. Just that one little bit where he was in there, it just looked like a really badly rendered shot. Really weird. Everything else was perfect. All the other scenes, the action scenes, the monster effects were really good. The creature effects, just that one bit, it just really stood out to me. But yeah, the story was good. Interesting that they know about the Death Star blowing up, and that was the big thing. They celebrated it, but it seems to be a lot of the characters don't know much about the Force or the Jedi. The Jedi seem to be almost mythical in some ways. I noticed last season a lot of people didn't really know much about them. I don't think anyway. So that seems a bit odd. Because they had the Jedi Council in the films. They were quite a big thing, the Jedi. I would have thought everyone would know about them. Yeah, I don't quite get that, but yeah, really enjoyed it. I mean, I called from the beginning that the best way of destroying that creature was from within. So yeah, the explosives. Also, it's a bit weird that they had a ton of explosives left over. I would have thought if you're going to go for that plan of blowing it up from underneath, you'd put it all in. You put all explosives in. I wouldn't probably hold back. But yeah, putting the creature inside him and blowing it from within was the best way. Like the Avengers, that's what they did. Iron Man did in the Avengers film. He went through and killed one of those big flying creatures in New York from within, because the shell was protecting it on the outside. And obviously, John Favreau Was obviously heavily involved in the Avengers as well. So I don't know if he just nicked a bit of the story and reused it. Um, but yeah, it was really good. Another quite self-contained episode. There's always a lot of those. Most of them were, in fact. Um, so obviously he's hunting down, not hunting. He's looking for his people. There was no mention of looking for the babies, the child's. Baby Yoda. Let's stick with Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's people. I know he's not Baby Yoda, but so that was a bit odd. It was odd to have a completely self-contained episode for the first one. I assume that sort of sets the tone. But then at the end, I think it was one of the clones, but I can't remember. Obviously, we'll find out as the story goes on. We didn't see, obviously, Moff Gideon, but we can assume he's hunting them. Yeah. So obviously no clue as to what happens in the next episode. We will just have to wait and see. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this as the opening episode. Do you think it was a good one? Did you enjoy the story? Let me know your thoughts. And I shall see you for the next one. Be seeing you.